Maybe you will remember. Mrs. Gibbs was on a vacation with her 16-year-old daughter, Rosemary. They went to Paris, went shopping, and had a great time. However, as they were about to aboard the plane that was taking them back home, Mrs. Gibbs felt extremely ill to the point where she was passing out. Rosemary took her to the doctor. The doctor examined her and told Rosemary, "She is way too sick to travel. You guys are going to have to stay here for a couple days until she feels better." So they checked into a hotel. It was room 505. The room was freaking hot. And I don't mean hot as in like caliente. I mean hot as in like it was freaking luxurious. But Rosemary's mother was getting worse. So she called the hotel doctor. And when he took a look at her, he turned around and told Rosemary, "Your mother is way too sick. Listen, I don't have a phone right now, but if you can go to my house, here's my address, and get a medication for my wife, then that could be very helpful. She needs this medication." So Rosemary was like, "Alright, whatever." So the manager of the hotel put her in a cab, and then they were driving. But Rosemary noticed that he was driving around the hospital. He made a right, then he made a left.
Roadhouse. 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 Roadhouse.
"What the hell are you doing?"
She said.
But the driver didn't answer. And then he made a right and a left and a whoop-de-whoop and a U-turn. And then Rosemary just got out of the car. And then she called a lift to the address that the doctor had given her. And then she knocked on the door. And an old woman said, "Alright, hold up a minute." But she heard a phone ring inside. And she was like, "What the He told me he didn't have a phone. What the hell's going on?" And then the lady came out with a bottle of pills and said, "Alright, here you go, bitch." So Rosemary called a lift back to the hospital. And then he went up to the clerk who gave them the room. And she said, "I'm in room 505. Can I have the key?" And he looked at her and said, "I've never seen you before." And then he turned around to help other people. After he was done, Rosemary was like, "You gave us that room. Are you stupid?" And he looked at her in a strange way and said, "I think you're in the wrong hotel." That's when she grabbed her Glock and shot him. And then she thought, "Alright, maybe the manager who put me in the cab will remember me." And then he looked at her and said, "I've never seen you before. Are you sure you're in the right hotel?" She grabbed her Glock out again and shot him. And then he thought, "Okay, the doctor has to remember me." And the doctor looked at her and said, "I've never seen you before. Are you sure you're in the right hotel?" She shot him as well. And then she busted into the room, 505. And it was a totally different room. Heck, it was better than the room before. But then she was like, "Where the hell is my mom?" And my freaking luggage. I had super nice clothes in there. And my jewelry. But she went to the police. They couldn't help her. She went to the US Embassy and they said, "Are you sure you were in the right hotel?" She grabbed her Glock out and shot her too. And then she thought, maybe one day I'll remember.